Hello guys, how you doing today? It's Tyler back here giving another video. I'm trying to get started on YouTube, so today I'm going to be showing you how to build a street scooter. So practically, it was already built, but I took it apart. I have my bars, my fork, can't let it focus, my fork, the headset, Allen keys you'll need, tilt SES, diamond core wheels, the bolt for the axle for the fork, and then the back axle. And I have the friendly grip tape and the deck. So the first thing you're going to want to do, I guess, would be to put the back wheel on. So all you're really going to have to do for that is, first off, grab your deck, pick a wheel. I'm going to go ahead and pick this wheel right here, because this wheel looks better than that one. That one has a crack in it, and you know it's rougher on your back wheel than it is on your front wheel. So yeah, so what you're gonna want to do, sorry I don't have a tripod yet, you're just gonna want to stick it in there, and my deck has spacers that are built in. You can knock them out, but I wouldn't recommend it because they're really tricky to put back in. So stick your bolt halfway through to where it actually starts to catch the wheel, stick your wheel in, push it the rest of the way in. And my deck is a box cutter, so it has automatic ones in there, and then you stick your bolt in the other side that's actually cut out for it. That way you don't have to stick a socket wrench down in there. Get your 7mm wide Allen. You're going to want to stick it all the way through. Well, I start out like this actually, and start tightening it in a motion that tightens it, you know, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Once you get it started, just tighten it as much as you can. And my deck actually is weird. I don't have my actual tools, so it'll sit in there a little weird. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not the greatest at working on scooters, so my scooter's never dialed, but that's completely fine with me. So after you have that on there, your wheel's in. That's the first step. Second step, you're gonna want to put your fork in. So for that, you're gonna need your headset, which are these 4 bolts, and my scooter has a standard setup, so I don't need the actual spacer for the headset, but you're gonna need the headset and the fork. So your fork and your 4 things. Okay, so how this works is, set you guys back up over here. So how this actually works is, you're gonna want to take, you have 4 things. This is called the dust cap. This is actually the inside spacer. And then these are your actual, I guess you could call them bearings. There's bearings inside here. This is what your fork sits on, and when you spin your bars, this is what spins around on it. There's an actuating inside of it that actually spins. So first you're going to want to take the cap off of your SES fork, whether you're running HIC, SES, or standard. It doesn't matter. You still have to have a headset. So you're going to take, and you're going to want to put the black part down like that and slide it on there, you know. Okay, so the fork, see how it's leaned out? That's the way you're going to want to put it in. Lift it up, set it right on. Take your other one, and you want the black side up this time. Set it in there, push it down to where it snaps into place. Mine doesn't snap, but some decks do. Like MGP decks do, I know. Apex decks do, I know that, because I have an Apex deck. Then you're going to want to push the little spacer on there, and you're going to want to take your dust cap. Now, I'm a perfectionist. I like my dust cap kind of sitting on there weird. But after that, that's your fork. Your fork's on there. Now you're going to want to take and grab your tilt SES, whether you're running HIC, IHC, SES, whatever you're running. Personally, I run SES on my street deck, and I run HIC on my scooter. On my park deck, I will be showing that to you tomorrow. So you're going to want to take, and there's actually a slot down inside here, and that's where your fork's going to sit in. So take it and put it on like that. It should slide right on if it's compatible. Oh, I got it dirty on the front. So after it sits on there the right way, you're going to want to take your cap to the fork. It should have rubber or metal. Some have metal, some have rubber. head cap, or not head cap, spacer. You want to make sure that's on there, otherwise it rubs and it messes your fork up. So you stick it in there. Just stick it in there like that. Twist it around a little while. Go ahead and stick it. This is a 6mm Allen key. Stick that on there, spin it. Sorry, my room is pretty messy. I'm going to do another video tonight on what I take with me when I go street riding. So after you do that, now that you have your head cap actually screwed in, you want to go ahead and tighten it to the best of your abilities. My bolt's actually stripped out because I don't have my actual Allen set. So I'm just going to tighten it to the best of my abilities like this because I don't want to strip out my bolt anymore. So after that, it should be, you want to make sure that your SCS is nice and straight with your fork. Make sure your fork's sitting out the right way. That is what it should look like in some cases. Not very many people run the same setup I do. It's kind of unique, which is why I like it so much. Okay, after that's done, go ahead and put your wheel on. So you're going to need your axle and the bolt. And what I like about the air forks is they have a little slot that the bolt sits down in. That way you don't have to do this. You could just tighten it from the other side. You don't have to worry about using a socket. And I'm kind of weird. I like to match the bolts up. So say the nut's on this side. I want the nut to be on the same side on my fork. That's personal preference. You don't have to do that. Stick your fork onto your wheel and go ahead and put your bolt through the other side. Run your bolt through the wheel. If it would work for me. There's actually little spacers built into the fork. You can only run certain size wheels with the air fork, which is kind of sucky, but it's actually nice if you run the same wheels consistently like I do. Push it out just a little bit to where it's not actually in there too far, to where you can't get your nut in there like I just did. So you're going to want to drop your nut right on in there like that. And then you're going to take your 6mm wide, same one, and go on ahead and tighten it. Get it started for you. That way you can actually watch me do it. You see how I'm only tightening it onto one side like this. Sorry if you hear like loud bangs. That's the fireworks going on outside. It's actually the day before 4th of July when I'm filming this, so I'm new to the YouTube thing. But after that, you just got to tighten her up real tight. I like mine real tight, and it should spin perfectly good if you have brand new wheels. After that, it's going to be bar time. You're going to grab your bars. These are my Evo Primo bars from Urban Art. Stick them in there. You're going to stick them right into the top. And that slot I told you about earlier, it's only going to go down about 1/4 inch, 2 inches, depending on what SES you're running. Like Proto SES, you're going to want, it's going to sit down a lot farther because you know the Protos are taller. They're 5.5 inches tall. So make sure my bars are straight. And the tricky thing about SES is actually so on an SES clamp, it is still 6mm, but you want to start from the top or the bottom and go to the top, and you don't want to tighten one bolt all the way down because that actually creates stress on the fork and the bars. And long term, it can hurt your bars and can snap your bars. So I start out and I just screw them all the way in to like where they first start to get tension in the bolt, and then I go to the next one. Kind of like that. I do listen to the guides. I watch a few guides, and it says do not do that. And now, once you have tension in, I use my tension Allen key, and you get that. I take it a 1/4 turn each time. 1/4 turn, Sorry if the filming quality's bad. I am filming this off my phone. Just keep on tightening until eventually it will get tight enough to hold your bars. So that's pretty much how you build a scooter. I hope you enjoyed. I hope this was very helpful. Please like and subscribe and leave me a comment for what you want me to show you next. I'm going to be doing a life hack video and what I packed from when I go street riding. Love you guys. Have a good night.